Alright. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a banging match. And it is, of course, Storm Gaming's MaxPax in the top right, the online king. The young Danish prince still have not revealed his face at a live event. But God, is he dominating the online scene. Shopify Rebellion's Byun in the top left. Also, I mean, he's kind of an online king as well. I mean, conversely, you could call him the on-land choke master. But I say that with love, because when he does bring it together at LAN and manages to bring his A-game, he looks so good. I actually thought he was potentially the favorite in his head-to-head versus MaxPax in their previous match. This is, of course, from the WardiTV Summer Invitational. We already cast these two playing in the round of 8. You guys remember MaxPax did manage to win that match 3-2, and they are now rematching in the lower bracket finals. So Reina took out MaxPax in the upper side. He's waiting in the grand finals. And now that they've both been eliminated from the upper bracket, I mean, Byun had to go through Clem, Kelazur, Sol, a bunch of incredible players, or Spirit, I guess as he's now called, Sol. MaxPax, of course, going through the upper bracket, had a pretty damn clean run until Reina ended that run. And now they face off in a rematch. MaxPax got the better of him last time. But I do feel that Byun's just standard solid macro play tends to excel versus MaxPax. And this is his favorite build on this map. He does this every game. He has for the longest time. He always goes for just a 1-Rax expand. He sends the Marine to scout for the gold base. Builds the command center on the high ground. He'll mine the minerals out there while that's morphing into an orbital. Lift it over. And he's just going to go for the factory behind it. And a second gas. A real stock standard play. Notice that he did delay the reactor production because he wanted to get the factories first. So he's got a very good factory timing, which leads into a quick starport. Very easy to go into a fast Widow Mine, drop off that. Or you could even just go for a second and third barracks, use a Cyclone to defend. MaxPax going for a Warp Gate. Looks like he will be playing Twilight Council. Now, I'm kind of torn on this map in general. I feel like Byun and most of the Terrans have an exceptional win rate on this map. I was a little iffy about MaxPax map vetoes last time they played because they also played Stargazer into Inside Out, I think it was, and then like Waterfall, and I was like, I feel like all these maps are good for Byun. I feel like all these maps kind of suck for MaxPax. And the problem is the drops, because unless you can keep control of the watchtower and dominate this top side of the map, they can push forward, threaten this base, and pick up and just drop the north. And the problem is there's such a big flank. They can come along the very top and dive in the back, or they can go anywhere along this entire ledge into your main. And what we've found is if the Terran has map control, the Protoss doesn't have crazy good vision, they just miss it. And if you're even a second too late to blink on those medevacs and focus them down, even if you kill one full medevac with, say, 10 Stalkers, the other 3 medevacs unload everything and your Stalkers just disappear. And it's a really good trade for the Terran because Stalkers just cannot stand up to those units. So, oh man, Byun out for revenge from their last series is slaying. Oh, the single Hellion run by MaxPax went across the map with 2 attempts. Oh, way too greedy. And, oh, the fact that he's going 4-gate blink gets scouted as well. I mean, this should be such a massive advantage. If he can get one more probe, that's splendid. 6 workers down. MaxPax caught out that Hellion sneaking out before the first Adept arrived, I guess. And now a 7 Marine drop. I'm surprised he didn't just drop on the Adept and kill it. But with no battery in the main, he wants to go after the probes. Interesting. He's going to change direction. Stalker and the Adept are like, hey, where'd you go? Clever change of direction, though. He could focus the pylon down, but I think the probes is the better target. MaxPax, he's very far out of position right now. This game has started super badly for the Danish player. He's going to go to that. Gets 1 probe. Good pull by MaxPax so far. Tries to go back to mining a little bit too early. Does only lose 1 Marine. Great plays here for Byun. Going for that Marine drop is a little bit ambitious, but I mean, if you're counter damaging him, keeping him, making it hard for MaxPax to macro up or take a third, as long as you can defend his blink attack, which well-placed siege tank, Raven, and then I guess the next tank you'll probably put, I would imagine you'd put it here. We'll see. Oh, here we go. Adept comes in, but yeah, tank plus the auto turret being available just saves the Adept. Doesn't overcommit there. Very nicely done. Ooh, Marine drop coming on in. This is what we're talking about. MaxPax cannot afford this right now. I really think going 4-gate blink after taking damage and having it scouted is a terrible play. And I have to question MaxPax's choice of strategy here. I feel like he could have canceled those gateways, or at least one of them, and played 3-gate. But look at this. Even the auto turret in the main. I mean, he gets a depot. Okay, he's doing some damage here. He does get rid of one of those depots. And here we go. Okay. He's got the gateways going up there as well. Stim and +1 are on the way. Oh, man. I feel like as Byun, you just commit hard to that 3-racks push and kick ass. He doesn't have an add-on on that third barracks just yet. But, I mean, MaxPax is all in, dude. Look at this. The Raven's like, there is no third base. He's like, oh. Byun's like, I just need to not die. He's like, that's all I need to do in this game. That tank with a very good amount of coverage. Oh. Oh, there's not that many Marines. This tank isn't sieged. Oh, man, Byun. Oh, man, Byun's tank's very exposed. Oh, but it is very costly. But wait, the Marines are going down. No. No way. No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. An auto turret managed to kill 3. Byun? Byun what? No, he just didn't siege his tanks, didn't move his tanks over, and he pulled the SCVs so late. Oh my god, MaxPax. How in the hell did he win this game? I have to question this strategy. That's what I said 30 seconds ago. I have to question this strategy. I also have to question Byun's play. What in the heck was he thinking in this game? To not build any bunker? I get this is, I mean, this is, as much as it's a hard position for them to assault, I also think that tank does not need to be as far to the right. It could be further to the left and still cover most of it. This tank should have been sieging in between the other two tanks, right? And he absolutely should have been pulling the SCVs instantly. He was a little supply blocked as well. His stim was very late. He wasn't building marauders. But I mean, his Raven had seen no base there, no base there, and no base there. I mean, he should have been much, much more careful on his positioning. Amazing that MaxPax had the decisiveness to do this because he didn't see anything. Watch this from MaxPax's vision. He's like, I'm basically dead. If I don't do damage right now and massive damage, I'm screwed. That's some really good Prism Micro. Saves a few of those Stalkers to the back. I can hear an ice cream truck outside. And apparently it's saying, who would like a free comeback versus a Terran player? Because MaxPax screwed the pooch. He runs down to the ice cream truck and apparently wins a game he had no business winning. Oh, damn. Damn. I can't believe he won that game. Byun's going to be shook. GG. Alright, guys. Game number 2. That was a disgusting comeback. Going for just a standard 14 pylon here. And his opponent, I mean, he's got to be a little annoyed at how that game went. It is Byun. Byun, kind of predictable. I feel like I've seen these exact opening builds on these maps before. Of course, the way that one turned was a bit of a surprise in the last game. Gotta have those tanks supported. Having a bunker can really help, or a few SCVs, or just putting the tanks further back in general. Right? And saying, yeah, you could pick off a depot or this or that, but I think in general the rule is, as long as you don't die, the guy who's on 30 probes getting his 2-base mining denied by a single Raven is desperately all in. You could lose a depot at the front, like, you know, but what we've seen over the years, especially back when parting was so good with it, is it's not about denying damage, it's about making sure your tank count keeps growing and you keep them alive. So like, for instance, on this map, you would want to have, say you've got barracks there, you want factory starport, and you want the tank just above the factory. And you could be like, well, technically a stalker could hit this, a few stalkers can hit the starport. The thing is, if they blink forward, the buildings are like obstructing the tank from getting attacked. And that's the reason why that's so effective. MaxPax is going Cybercore into Nexus. And his probe is going to be pulling back here. He sees, oh yeah, you're about to build a factory. Here we go. Factory does go down. He's going to go for a Zealot as well. That's interesting. Zealot helps a lot if they go for the bunker. If they don't, it buys you a little bit of time against the Reaper because, of course, the Reaper will automatically attack it. Ah, look at that. Probe's coming in. Going for a full scout. Interesting that he's not just attacking that. I would definitely be getting some free damage on this, but he does lure the Reaper home, and I guess you could snap recall that the moment you see the Reaper and you might get it out, but definitely a situation where he's like, oh, it's fine. At least I know I don't need to do that. I'll send my Zealot. Does he go across the map with the Zealot? Looks like he does. He's clicking it out to the right side of the map. Oh, okay. Could try to ambush the Reaper. You stand here on the high ground, the Reaper pulls back, and maybe he takes a hit. Stalker says, nope. Warp Gate and a shield battery on the way. Very safe play for MaxPax. I think my most critical observations of MaxPax recently is he builds way too many shield batteries in the early game, and that puts his economy, well, not his economy, but his tech behind. I mean, that's a very late Twilight Council, 245. You can see his probing's a little bit slow on this base as well. Where is that? He wanted to start a Stalker immediately. I guess okay, so he's not prioritizing his economy. He says, hey, my opponent's doing a one base build. I'm going to go do some Stalker pressure, see what he's up to, but also I want to have 5 Stalkers or at least 4 off one gate by the time a Widowmine or a Hellion drop hits me. So he's got 2 Stalkers and a Zealot hitting very early. He's going to have to sacrifice the Zealot. Oh, but he's showing the unit, so Byun already borrowing a second Widowmine. And that is really bad for MaxPax. He can't really do anything there. He can't mine off his expansion. Byun, obviously, I think should have been winning that first game in this series. A very rough start for him. But I think in this game, he's looking good. He can go for the Widowmine drop, move on down to his natural. This economy doesn't feel great for MaxPax at all. He's only up 3 workers, despite his opponent doing a 1-base opening. Stalker will eventually push the Reaper out of there. These Stalkers... Oh, I love this. This is one of my favorite moves, guys. If you can see the Medevac move out and get some shots on it, it's huge. Let's see how many shots MaxPax can get. Remember, it takes 9 Stalker shots to kill a Medevac. Oh, he's only going to get a couple. Should have been able to get way more than this, but you can see the high ground messing with his Stalker micro. No! Oh, he does fix that. Here we go. Reaper's coming in as well. So he only got a couple of shots on it, but 1/3 of its hit points have been scraped off. Second gate and a Robo's on the way as well. Stalkers are going to take out the Reaper. That's nice. Medevac, does he dive for it? I don't think it's a good idea, but... Oh, he's going to go for it. It's only got 1 Widowmine, so it's not a big investment. Just going to look for a little bit of mining time. Does he double back to pick it up? Does the unburrow micro? It looks like he's just going to try and send the Medevac home, not worth his APM, but does end up taking out a Stalker, and I think he got a probe as well. Not to mention the Medevac does go down. But not too bad for Byun. He's only down 5 SCVs, but with the Tank Raven follow-up, Stim is incredibly late. I think there's an argument that's one thing he could try to opt for a little bit more quickly in his games, but 4-gate blink again. MaxPax is obsessed with this build order. It's funny because he normally doesn't kill people like in that past game. Like, Parting so regularly killed people with 4-gate blink, and that's why he really loved the build. I would say this is really weird that MaxPax is doing it. I think in the last game, yes. In this game, not so much, because he knows he's up against a player who opened 1 base, and 1-base players in general have very scary timings. Oh, only 1 Stalker ends up dying, keeps 2 of them alive on 1 hit point, gets a siege tank. Couldn't even commentate that. I was just staring at it like, oh dude, he's waiting so long to blink back, but it really worked out. Very nicely done. Raven is going to come in the bottom side. Here we go. Got that extra gas on the natural. Forge coming up as well. Raven's going to drop an auto turret. It's going to get at least 2 probes here and a bit of mining time. Not quite getting the 3rd one. Meanwhile, Stalker drop goes in the main, gets 3 SCVs. Doesn't take too much damage on it. I think he lost 1 more Stalker as well. Yes, he did. So 1 Stalker died to that tank, 1 Stalker died to the Widowmine, and 1 died just then in the drop. So he's only got 3 Stalkers. You want 4 so that you can one-shot the SCVs. Raven's coming in for yet another wave. But good pull on the probes. Oh, very, very good pull. Stalker takes damage but doesn't go down. Nice defense by MaxPax. He's got a 3rd up. He's going charge. He's got another shield battery in his natural. That'll, of course, block a single auto turret from killing anything. Got 5 gateways, or 6 gateways, in fact, sorry, coming up now. So 6-gate blink into charge. No sentries, no immortals out, and only a single observer, though. So it's going to be just 8-gate versus the 3-rack style. 3rd command center does go down in the main base, and he's seen it already, which is very important for that observer. This tells MaxPax, okay, cool, you're not going to like be hitting me with the strongest attack ever. I can keep probing up, building pylons, obviously chronoing those upgrades. I am still a little bit like, where's the immortal production? But I guess an extra observer or 2 definitely does take priority. And he does have sentries gathering energy. Now behind that, the next step usually will be a 4th gas and a robo bay to start going into Colossus. But he might heavily commit to Stalker, Zealot, Immortal Sentry first and kind of go to that next step a bit later. In fact, he's actually going to go Templar Archives and a 4th gas. Could be Storm, could be Archons. We'll see which way he goes. Storm is very explosive against heavy Marine counts, but of course not useful if they're pre-spread. Widowmine on the right side as well. So he did scan and take out one of the observers. Byun's playing super cautiously though. I think after the 4-gate blink opening, the way that last game went, Byun's just very cautious. The Zealot drop is ready to hit the main, but with the double Widowmine and a turret, that is not going to be successful. And I think Byun's waiting for MaxPax to overextend. We don't think of MaxPax as a guy who takes a greedy 4th base, right? He is thinking about it now, seeing how defensive his opponent is. He's adding Psystorm as well. But if that Zealot drop flies in without him monitoring it, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to get shot out of the sky. The Observer is sitting right over his army. Let's go to Byun's vision. He doesn't really see what the follow-up is. He has no info. He's going to move out now. He moved right over that Observer. Yeah, like that's kind of obvious there. Especially as his Marine Marauder moved over it, you could kind of see the Marine Marauder shimmering a little bit because of the Observer lens they were seeing it through. Very good scan. He goes to the Ghost Academy as well. He's going to push the left side. Storm's not ready yet. Oh, very nice. Double auto turret on that base. Let's go back to everyone's camera. Couple Zealots run in there. MaxPax flies in. Oh, he's going to go past the turret. Okay, well done. Good micro by MaxPax. The Prism will get gunned down, but at the same time, big push on the left side. Storm's not quite ready. Still 10 seconds away. Oh my gosh. Things are crazy. Defends there. Looks like Byun's defended very well. He's going to get a kill on this base. Oh, it's a kill, not a cancel. Storms go down. They're decent. Is it enough, though? The Stalkers will take out the siege tanks. Oh, he's got to focus the tank. He's not focusing the tank. Oh, man. He tries to hallucinate an Archon, but MaxPax getting hammered. He's going to lose that Archon as well. And during all that, only 6 SCVs went down. Looks like the last Zealot gets cleaned up in the main base. And that is a very good turn of events for Byun. He's now up 30 supply, equal economy. He's adding Ghosts against a guy who's only got Archons and High Templar as his splash damage. MaxPax is dead in the water right now. He doesn't have anything going for him. He's outnumbered with the Zealots. He's out upgraded. His tech is inferior once these Ghosts join the army. And there we go. The first Ghosts are coming out. Oh, this is really bad. MaxPax needs to make some magic happen. He's got a Warp Prism. He does have a new Warp Prism. Storm drops where it's at. At least the Raven has used up its energy to get those 4 probe kills. He's going to try and go for it. Byun! What the hell is that? Byun! What the shizzle fizz? AFK moves deep into enemy territory. Doesn't even watch his army. Cops the worst storms of all time. An absolutely ridiculously bad maneuver by Byun there. Just did not realize his army was already so deep in enemy territory. Caught looking at home. This is a small map, man. When you click your army across the map, you need to track that bad boy. He is lucky he was so far ahead that he still ends up coming out on top. He's going to have to go home and repair those medevacs. He's got a 4th command center in the moment. He's still going to win the game, but that was such a nasty storm to the face. Byun, got to be careful, mate. I do like the SCVs have been pulled to repair, though. Very, very good move. Robo Bay's on the way. In this scenario, you'll often see Protoss players try and go double Robo Disruptor. MaxPax's pretty good at recovering from these situations. He's going to try and get cannon battery at each base as well. 2 batteries there, battery there, battery there. I think his left flank to drops is probably the most vulnerable. He doesn't have a lot of vision on the far left. He does clean that Widowmine up, but of course you could see it took the shields and hit points off a lot of those Zealots. Another Widowmine up here. The Armory, look at this. The Armory's finishing in 2 seconds. 1 second. Oh, it turns invisible just after the Zealots kill it. Bad luck there for Byun. Good Psystorm. Good juicy Psystorms keeping him back, man. There's only one Robo. Do we see Colossus or Disruptors? I kind of feel like he's going to go Colossus, but I almost feel like you just need the Hail Mary balls at this point. You're so outsupplied. It is going to be Colossus. MaxPax likes the reliable damage output. He's got +2 attack versus 1/1. So the upgrades are even for now, but 2/2 does start up for Byun earlier than any more upgrades starting for MaxPax. MaxPax just trying to hang on. Battery overcharge. He's going to come forward. Oh, man, the Vikings plus the EMP is pretty scary. Storm on the medevacs, but otherwise mostly hitting the Zealot Archon. And I think he needed to back off from that engagement. Trying to run forward this High Templar. Does get a good Storm, pushing him back momentarily, but without any Colossus. He doesn't have any sustained ranged damage other than a cannon and a few Stalkers, and Byun can pull back, heal up, maybe even repair the medevacs one more time. He's got a 4th on the way. And at any moment, he could choose to add more Vikings in, which will deal with the Colossus. He hasn't seen the Colossus yet, though. So Byun, I mean, he won't be too concerned. One Colossus isn't going to change too much. It's really something you can ignore with mostly Ghost Marauder. Here we go. He's going to push forward. Battery overcharge isn't ready for another 15 seconds. Here we go. Nice angle for MaxPax. The Zealots charging into the front line. They aren't particularly tanky, though. The Archon and the Colossus doing as much damage as they can. But my gosh, it's just so much bio and medevac. And Byun's just going to rotate to the left side now. It's so difficult for MaxPax just to regain control of his side. Here we go. The bio trying to do what they can. The Colossus, the Zealot Stalker trying to make a heroic defense happen. This is only a small section of the Terran army, and it is intimidating MaxPax's entire main army force of a handful of Zealot Stalkers and Colossus. MaxPax's army looks more like a squad of commandos right now. Oh, big miss micro for Byun again on the enemy side of the territory. These don't bode well for if he's finding himself in a closer game later in this series. Of course, his macro is off the chain, though. So everyone is like, wow, look at that. He's just talking about, guys, 8 barracks. 4th base is up, fully saturated. Sensor towers. 2-2 upgrades kicking in. Is he making a few small micro errors? Yeah. Does it matter? Nope. Picks up 3 drops going to that left side. And to be fair, just split up and attack multiple areas. I mean, that's just how you win here. The Colossus, if they split up, they can just get dropped on. I mean, this is not a big force. He clears that one up. He's split to the right as well. He's cleaning up these Zealots and just clearing up these pylons and these Zealots on the map. This is huge. Because what does that do, guys? It actually, it just eliminates MaxPax's vision. Look at MaxPax's vision. That pylon on the left is his saving grace right now. It's the one thing that tells him the army isn't dropping into his main. Well, probably isn't. Here we go. He's trying to defend on the right and the left. Oh man, he's getting EMP'd. He's trying to pull back on the right side, trying to defend on the left, looking for the disruptor shots. He's got a second robo on the way now, slowly getting into that. Look at that Bioforce pulling on back there. Tries to go forwards one more time. 3-3 upgrades are on the way right now for Byun. His army is almost maxed. He has a gigantic economy, great production. Oh! Good split at the last second. Mitigated what could have been a devastating ball hit. Stalker, Zealot, Colossus coming around that right side as well. They're looking very exposed. You don't want those units to get collapsed on. He's going to go for another Doom Drop. 5 medevacs into the main base. He forces MaxPax to conglomerate, to form up into a big mass on the right side of the map. And then he switches gears. Look at that. This army's going to hit the right. This army diving the main, pulling MaxPax's entire force out of position. And those probes, irreplaceable. Oh, Artosis goes down. The Artosis pylon. Oh, no. That is a disaster. He's going to just trade out here as best he can. I think it's more than enough damage already for Byun. Even though the tail end of this fight is very good for MaxPax, there's still Stalkers and Zealots getting killed. And on the right side, he pushes in. Disruptors trying to hold back Byun. Oh, man. Battery overcharge. A bit too slow to go down. Good recall. Dude. MaxPax isn't dead yet. MaxPax is not dead yet. He's still hanging on for dear life. He's got 4 disruptors and a dream. And that dream is a Byun that forgets how to Doom Drop. If Byun just keeps doing the same maneuver that he just did, he's just, like, there's no way you can handle that with disruptors, right? It's all about, please group your army up, attack front on, and eat some big disruptor shots. But Byun's like, yeah, I'll just keep working the angle. And if he just keeps moving out to that left side with this army, moving to the right with the other side, he can do great. Stalker's trying to chase him down, but just going to stim, pull back, heal up a little bit, and he'll be returning to that angle, dropping the main again in the future, no doubt. The gateway's all depowered still. My God, so slow to replace that. Trying to reprobe back up. Cannons, observers coming out as well. He's like, I need vision. I'm so blind. MaxPax trying to get some good disruptor shots. He does catch this army. Okay, it's a very small section of Byun's units, and he gets a good fight. He's taking out most of the Vikings, which is huge. He will lose a Colossus, though. But if he can get this command center, Byun gathering his units all into one mass, probably not the best way to do this. And MaxPax, I mean, he wasn't quite able to kill the command center. The disruptors are mostly empty right now. Oh, big disruptor shot there. Gets 9 SCVs, evicts the command center, but MaxPax, he knows he's outnumbered. He's got to be very careful, but as long as he has Byun pinned in one direction, he's like, oh, cool, I can just keep going in here. And look at that. The bio is now going to split and get ready to come from 2 sides. The Stalkers are going to move over there. He's trying to take out the Vikings. He's going to pull back now, though, realizing, okay, I could get surrounded here. It's time to get out, MaxPax. He's got to either recall or pull back down that right corridor. He's got a new 5th base building. He's not probing up, guys. He's basically saying, I got to do it with this army. Byun wisely goes around. Anything except headbutting into the disruptors is going to give him good trades because he's got literally 3 more upgrades than his opponent. So if he can just create chaos and action on the map, keep moving around, the more he splits up his army and keeps doing those split pushes, the harder it is for a MaxPax that's very disruptor focused to deal with it. And yet here we go. MaxPax finding damage with the run bys. I'm always amazed because I always feel like everything he does is the dumbest way to come back at my MMR, right? The way MaxPax plays it, where I'm like, dude, he's so slow to go double Robo Disruptor. He just focuses on lots of these gateway units. Like, he's so slow on this and that. But it's because he realizes that at this level, players are so good at dodging disruptors and microing, he needs to have a lot of supporting units. That's why he's so adamant about Colossus first, why he goes for the Archons and Zealots with those attack upgrades. But Byun comes in with a big juicy surround. Byun smashing him in the nuts before a single disruptor can get off. Dude, that left side flank was absolutely stellar. And now the upgrades. The upgrades are going to just come in. The Zealots are doing no damage. The Zealots are doing almost nothing to those Marauders. They're basically like unupgraded Zealots because the bio is +3 armor. And Byun with a really nice flank there. Let's watch that last fight one more time, guys, because I really want to... Like, there was a few of those disruptors were so close to going off. Wow, why is it taking so long to rewind? That was weird. Check this out. So look at this. I mean, it looked like a pretty good position, but of course MaxPax didn't know about that flank or he wouldn't have been so far forward. And check this out. Disruptors start to fire, but EMP, click, 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 click. And you can see that MaxPax actually needed to do the panic shot where he shoots. If he shot 4 disruptors at once on the left flank, he would have got more of them off. Doesn't feel good to shoot 4 disruptors at once, but it's what you have to do when you get surprised by a flank like that. Beautiful play by Byun. GG, well played, ties up the series. Alright guys, game number 3 is going to be on Moondance. This is a map I struggle on in this matchup, dude. This is once again, MaxPax PvT map picks are bizarre. And yeah, I think he picked this map. I mean, it's good for Prisms, it's good for Oracles. I don't think I normally see him use either of those. MaxPax in the top left, representing Psystorm Gaming. Cybercore first, but no Scout for him this time. Which I think is actually a really good way to change it up. He's going to go for that 20 pylon afterwards. Oh, you got 18 gate? Or... Oh, no. That makes sense. Okay, fair enough. Wait, this is... Yeah, no, this is a really quick... Did he go 12 pylon or 13 pylon? MaxPax doing a really weird build order. Luckily for Byun, he's not building a low ground command center yet. He's going barracks, factory. Oh, but he has pulled off gas. Byun doing his favorite way. Remember, guys, if you leave 3 on 1 gas, it's less efficient than 2. So if you do 1 on 1 gas and 3 on the other, you make your build worse. And Byun likes to do that. Don't ask me why, guys. Anyone who could speak Korean, go shout at him in his Twitch chat next time he's streaming, please. Also do the same to Hero. And MaxPax does it sometimes as well, actually. Like, stop, you're losing 8 gas. You could have 8 more gas, man. It's mostly meaningless in the big picture of StarCraft, but hey, details do add up. Reaper's gonna try and get a probe here. It looks like it will be successful. Can it get a second one? If he dances around the back, he could do so, but he's gonna be conservative. Get out of there. Not a bad call. Second gateway is up. So this is a very early adept into a second gateway. So it looks like MaxPax wanted to do some creative 2-gate adept pressure this game. He's even making a 3rd gateway, but dude, Reaper's ruining his day. This is looking like a total poop shoot for him. He doesn't even have a forward pylon, so I don't really know what your goal is as MaxPax, other than maybe just get 3 gates to shut down the enemy pressure, and then just leave it at that. At least he's finally going to clean the Reaper up, and the Adepts are able to contain, but Byun building a tank, he's playing very conservative, and that makes sense. Just chill, just build up to a 2-base push. What I'd like to see from him is an earlier second barracks than the previous games. He's been very Raven obsessed, and it is a really high value harassment unit on this map. But he's up against 3-gate Robo this time around. MaxPax not chronoing probes that much. I mean, he's chronoing Warp Gate there. Gets his 3 gates up. I mean, this is bizarre. I kind of feel like right now MaxPax is doing a parting move where he's like, oh, I hope you move to the low ground. Oh, he forgot to cancel that. That was a mistake. Parting used to do that all the time. So I really feel like he's channeling his inner Parting. Parting was the #1 guy who would throw a shade that's clearly meant to scout, and then he'd get distracted, go look at his base, and the shade would finish. He did this like every PvZ. It was insane the number of times he shaded into Banelings while not looking. I was like, Parting, what are you doing, man? MaxPax apparently channeling that craziness. 3 Stalkers, 2 Adepts is not enough to deal with this. At least he gets the Widow Mine. Doesn't take too much damage, just shields for now. Banshee on the way and a second barracks. Now going for the Robo Bay and a Twilight and thinking about a third base. MaxPax is going to limp his way to a macro game. And that feels okay. If you've just withstood a battle with like a Minotaur and it clawed your leg, so you're a little bit like hamstrung, and you're like, you know what? I fought off the Minotaur. I went through a harsh battle. This is all right. This is like a battle wound I'm kind of proud of. MaxPax right now is the hillbilly that shot himself in the foot. And you're like, oh, what happened? And he's like, oh, a gang. There was 10 guys in a gang and they shot me. And you're like, yeah, I don't... It's interesting. Kind of, the angle looks like it came from your own... Did you have it tucked into your fucking undies? Yeah, maybe not the best way of using a firearm, mate. The Banshee does get 2 probes, but he loses 2 adepts at the front. There is a giant push coming forwards. MaxPax will have a battery and a Colossus, but if he doesn't, he needs another pylon, because that could get depowered so easily. Okay, he's going to have to use a force field. Oh, this force field could be game-changing. Big force field. Oh, he does kind of let some of the units up, but the moment the tanks siege, he's got to pull out of there. Does buy himself some time, though. The Colossus could shred the Marines. Banshee comes back in and says, ooh, ruining the probe line. Very nicely done. A few Zealots coming in. They are, of course, unupgraded Zealots. Charge has started, but ow, tanks very annoying here. There's so little firepower supporting this, though. MaxPax, uh-oh, he's about to take a volley. That could be a big one. Zealots, when they're spread out, do pretty well here, though. Marines cannot afford to take a volley to the face. Banshee's still alive in the back behind this. Going up to 3 barracks. No third command center for Byun. Byun wisely unsieges and goes home. If he stayed there any longer, he was going to get mauled. Fighting into battery overcharge, potentially charge. Doesn't realize there's a Banshee hiding in the back. Byun just hoping he doesn't get spotted in that corner and can come in later for a few more kills. A very bizarre situation. It feels like Byun's ahead since he's got more workers, but Colossus and Charge are very good pieces of tech that can get a Protoss back into the game. And in this scenario, you actually don't go past 4 gateways. As MaxPax, there's no reason to go past 4 gateways. All you want to do is keep building high-tech units. Colossus, Warp Prisms, Disruptors. Oh, the Jailbait Observer! Shakes that booty, but the Marines unable to close the distance and wasting a scan. That always feels bad as the Terran. Double Medevac Marine Marauder production coming out now. 4th and 5th barracks are on the way. Remember, he's got the 3rd CC building in the back, so this is not a big 2-base push. Banshee just came in. Total of 7 probes went down. Most of those, I think, were from the Banshee. And getting that 3rd saturated. But remember, it's only a 6 mineral patch base with a single gas. He does go 4 more gateways. 5 more... What? 4 more gateways, sorry. That's a Templar Archives. He's going to do a 3-base Zealot Arc on Colossus push. Expect a Warp Prism to queue up any moment now. He's going to do a 3 Colossus Zealot Arc on time. I mean, this is a classic timing. If you catch the tanks out with a good angle, it's amazing. If this double drop hits you as you're trying... Oh, this is... I've done this. I've been in this exact situation versus 4GG so many times. As your army gets across the map, the double drop gets in, sees what you're doing, and totally hamstrings your push. Oh, no. This is perfect. Oh, this... Look at this. Byun's even pushing across the map. And the mistake Byun might make is moving forward with his army into a player that's planning his own push. But, oh, another Artosis Tasteless duo. Both get sniped down. Templar Archives is actually a fantastic snipe, and he saves almost all of the units. Remember, guys, there's no blink in this game. He knows that MaxPax doesn't have that much mobility, so he's dropping in the back. Probes and Stalkers are going to go down. He's going to get a great siege up in the front. If he can take care of these batteries before the Colossus comes forward, that'll be amazing. Pulling it back, Colossus does get some good shots off, but he's already clicked the battery down. Doesn't have much bio, though, and this is a bad tank push. Oh, he gets a Colossus at least. If he could focus down 1 more Colossus, that would be pretty huge. Oh, he's going to get it. There's no battery left. The Archons are buying time, but the drop in the back, absolutely slaying. MaxPax doing a build, which could best be described as, I assume you're going to do an expansion, and then when I realize you don't have an expansion, I don't know what to do. MaxPax's build, I mean, not to mention the Reaper kept catching him out and doing damage. That was an awkward game for MaxPax. Byun shuts him down. All right, that one was a bit of a hot mess, but it is now, of course, inside out. MaxPax in the top right. Really, I gotta pick his mind about that, man. I said I would do it, and I always say this stuff when I'm casting, and then I forget to ask the pro gamers the questions the next time I'm talking to them. I promise you guys, next time I cast MaxPax PvT, I will have asked him why he hates Tropical Sacrifice and Cosmic Sapphire. I think Cosmic Sapphire is just the Terran veto, to be honest, beyond down here in the bottom left. But I'm always like, why is Tropical Sacrifice always last in a best of 5 against Terran? Like, why don't you pick it earlier than that? And I do wonder, because when I see Waterfall into Moondance into Inside Out, I'm like, these all feel like very cramped, claustrophobic maps for the Protoss versus the Terran. Stargazers, I can see why he does it, even though Byun excels on that map and tends to have a very good win rate on that map, and so do a lot of the Korean Terrans, like Cure as well, I've seen do pretty well there. He's going for a Gate Scout into Cybercore. Interesting that we never really see him going for Nexus before Core, but there has been a lot of Reaper openings from Byun in this series. So if your opponent's opening Reaper every game, it kind of makes sense. Just get the Adept out nice and early. Also, double gas opening once more for Byun. Now, I really dislike the way most Terran players on the ladder open up with the double gas, but I think Byun's one of the smarter players. I say as he leaves 3 workers on one gas and 1 on the other. My god. Oh, Shopify, please. There's one thing. Can we get Coach TLO to be like, please stop doing this, Byun? Please. It's just less efficient. You know this. You know this. It's unnecessary. Take 1 off each gas. God damn. This is my new Solar building 6 Zerglings, guys. This is my new Dark sending his drone down, getting there at 300 minerals versus Protoss, realizing his pylon blocked and having to go 19 hatchery. This is my new thing you're going to hear me ranting about every time I'm casting Byun for the next 6 months, which he will never change because he's like, yeah, I'm stuck in my ways. Air Orange with the 11-month resub. Stargate is on the way. I like the Stargate mix-up. I really feel like the best way to play Protoss is to have many different builds up your sleeve and keep your opponents guessing. Because the thing is, Protoss has got such great tools in their arsenal, but if your opponent can blind counter you, like know what's happening, it doesn't work as well. Dep's coming back. Can he see the Stargate? Yes, he can. He sees it. And he easy gets out of here. Yeah. That's the probe surround, which they do not. Beautiful play by Byun. Now, Byun was going for a Widow Mine drop. Notice how he just lets the one Widow Mine get out, which he's burrowed in a place. It's in a... I don't know where he put it. There it is. There it is. Okay, it's running out on the map. I was like, where'd he hide it, man? But he swapped to Cyclone Viking. Command Center is, of course, on the high ground. Very conservative. And I like this Widow Mine placement. Pretty high chance. He's like, hey, if you rally straight across the map to my main, there's a chance you're just going to fly straight through that. Now, you don't actually kill a Phoenix with a single Widow Mine, so it's not as high value as an Oracle. Oracle's a bit more fragile, but it's still going to put it deep in the red. And that alone is annoying, because the single Phoenix can't kill it, and you don't really want to waste multiple lifts trying to hold it in place, waiting for your other units or anything. You can pick up the Reaper, run your Adept Stalker down to kill it. That is worthwhile. Cyclone Viking Marine Widow Mine pressure. Oh, so he's looking to ambush the Phoenix on their way across the map. And this is how... So this is all an advanced maneuver to deny map vision. He doesn't want to kill MaxPax. Going all the way to the natural would be absolute insanity. The moment he sees a shield battery, he has to run away very quickly, because he could just get picked up and killed by Phoenix. So he's got to be careful, man. Oh, he sees the battery. Time to run home, Byun. Time to leave. Yeah. He's staying very far forward on the map. This is a very dangerous maneuver. Oh, he does see... Ah, the Phoenix loses vision for a second. And Cyclone unable to maintain the lock-on. I kind of like that he's trying to like just get damage on these Phoenix, but Byun's so close to the enemy base. A very dangerous move. He's got a third CC on the way, so he's going to play a very big macro game behind this. And it's 2 base Colossus. So he's got a second gateway finished now. And he's going Robo Bay, single immortal. There is no reason for Byun to commit into this. He can hang around and shark and deny the base for a little bit longer, but even that's very dangerous because he doesn't know if there's 3 gates. If there was 3 gates, MaxPax could be hitting 4 Phoenix, 6 Adepts, Shade on top, kill every Marine with the Adepts while the Phoenix pick up the Cyclones and the Vikings, and then it's game over. So this is a very good time for him to run away, turn around, and great game sense. MaxPax is going to move out and take the 3rd base. We do have a 5th Phoenix on the way. Extra barracks coming down now for Byun. He's going to go Raven, which I staunchly disagree with, and I've talked about this over the years, but Phoenix can kill a Raven almost instantly. This number of Phoenix can 2-shot the Raven. they can fly over and kill it before you can really do anything. So he has to keep that Raven further back. It should not be with these units. Yeah. Good Cyclone locks. Double Engineering Bay goes down as well. There is a kill timing for MaxPax if he went Twilight instead of Robo. So if he was playing Phoenix Charge, you can attack as the third base lands, because you can see that 1/1 upgrades, stim and shields won't be done till about 8 minutes. And there's always a point, if you get in there when they don't have all those upgrades, there's like about 9 to 9:30 is usually where this sort of 3 command center build really pays off, where the Terran suddenly has a massive army, all the upgrades are done, and they're really in control of the matchup, and they have 3 bases filled with workers, and their economy's blazing. But there's definitely a big vulnerability before. This Raven sitting just over the Cyclone Viking still makes me very paranoid. MaxPax, though, getting bruised. Doesn't want to throw all these Phoenix away. He's thinking about it. He's hoping to catch that Raven moving forward, or some units he can pick off. Not able to find the mark just yet. The Reaper comes in for a scout. Byun sees Colossus production. He's going to go into the main. No Twilight or... there is a Forge, but no Twilight yet. He doesn't see either of them, though. A couple Stalkers do warp in, which is interesting. Because he's got a very Stalker-centric Colossus-based army, doesn't he? Despite going heavy on the Phoenix. Twilight and some more Gateways coming down now. The Phoenix still looking for pickoffs. Ain't finding nothing just yet. No turret in the third base. There is a turret on the edge of the natural. One going up on the edge of the main as well. You're happy to just chill. You got to be really careful exposing all these bio out here at this time. But I think because he saw the Robo Bay chronoing, he doesn't really feel like there's a charge lot or glaive adept threat. Yeah, there we go. Oh, did he just lose a Phoenix? Yes, he did. Nice. That Red Point Phoenix who got hit by the Widow Mine earlier in this game finally goes down. MaxPax going to take the 4th base on the right side. He's going to go charge. And he's going up, like I said, 4 more gates. So he's going to go up to 6 gates. Byun's starting to push forward. I think of this more as a light pressure than a really committed push. Oh, the Raven! That's what I'm talking about. Oh, bad babysitting there for Byun. That was not a particularly coy maneuver from Byun, from MaxPax, but Byun was building depots. He was building gases, ghost academies at home. He was macroing up, and so he wasn't paying attention. Oh, he scans a second late. The Cyclone lock-ons do get broken. Man, the Raven, such a... If he keeps it alive, it can be so worth, right? If you Interference Matrix 2 of these Colossus, you might just stim and win. It definitely can pay off. But I love the way MaxPax was so patient and did manage to get that down. 2-2 upgrades on the way versus Protoss, who doesn't even have +1 finished. I mean, the amount of tech with a 4th Colossus coming out is amazing for MaxPax. Especially because Byun doesn't like building Vikings till much later in the game. He's a guy who almost always goes 4th base, 5 or 6 ghosts, 8 barracks, and then he thinks about Vikings. And he won't add a second starport till like 15 minutes in the game sometimes. He sometimes won't build it for the entire game even. Well, the Phoenix does get gunned down. He's doing a good job of controlling the map, but he does have to be wary. Force Fields Colossus can absolutely smash. Now, Byun, I think he's starting to realize, hey, wait a second. Have you taken this base on the right side, you naughty boy? Stray Marauder, looking very exposed there. Byun does pull that Marauder back, keeps it up for now. The Marine sees the Nexus on the right side. Still no Vikings building. It's just going to be Marauders up front, and he might even manually move the Marauders forward so that they soak the Colossus splash, and that the Marines are kind of doing damage from behind. Zealots do come in. I think they might have cancelled a command center there. I'm not sure. But new command center is building on the left side. Bio moving up there. Armies crossing in the night right now. Byun does not want to get cornered. But MaxPax has no idea that he's up in that top left of the map. The Zealots are about to find him. Prism's going to fly through. That's a bummer. Prism does go down, as do a bunch of these Zealots. MaxPax quickly running home, realizing I do not want to get caught out of position with this army. Second Robo for the Disruptors is on the way. And we've got some cannon battery going up on that base. A cannon and a battery, always such a good boost to your defenses. 3 SCVs go down to the Zealot in the mineral line. 2-2 upgrades are finishing here for Byun. He's adding ship weapons. Still only has 1 Viking from the early game, though. And he hasn't actually gone to 8 barracks just yet. He's still just on 5 racks, but he is not missing a beat on his production. Feels like MaxPax is getting past the scariest parts of the game. We're getting to the point where we're going to be playing Ballcraft. How good is MaxPax at bowling? And will Byun be able to force him to have some gutter balls? Only 1 disruptor out so far, but with 2 building at a time, that's going to change really fast. Zealots somehow thread the needle, get past both of Byun's armies into his third base again. Byun's got to be a little annoyed at that. 4 Marines, no match for 4 Zealots, so he has to pull back half of his army. Army on the top left did skirmish with that army. Phoenix are flying around trying to spot. Where is it? There we go. He spots it. As Phoenix do try to get out of there. Zealots trying to run down the right side. This army's going to move over here. With battery overcharge, he should be able to defend. But EMPs are still very scary. Oh, man. Very patient on the overcharge. Feels like Byun doesn't want to commit there. That army is still roaming around. Byun's got his 3-3 on the way versus a guy who's got +2 and is going for +1 armor. Second Forge is up, but only now gets started on +3 attack. Byun does have a single Zealot in that fourth, picking off some units. The Phoenix once again survive. Oh man, they're very useful units. Just keeping vision for himself. He's on 4 Disruptors right now. He might need a Disruptor or 2 in this right army, just because the lack of upgrades and the lack of splash damage other than the 2 Colossus mean that could get overwhelmed. He's going to try and drop. Wow. Oh, Byun. Byun, the naughty boy, is going to try and drop around the top. High risk, high reward maneuver. Zealots, meanwhile, are going to force a little bit of micro in the middle. And he's going to try and pull back the rest of his army for that. As the Doom Drop goes in, it will get spotted. MaxPax trying to pounce on the middle of the map, realizing, oh crap. He pulls back towards the natural. Here comes the quad drop. His army on the right side needs to hold this position. He has got 1 Disruptor over there, but that army's going to rotate around as well. Bulls! Bulls and Phoenix, a beautiful combo. Uh-oh. Oh, man. And Byun tries to focus the Disruptor, isn't able to get it. The Phoenix are shutting him down. The army got back there quick. Meanwhile, he does shoot down one of the balls, but that one lands big! Ghosts and Marauders go flying. Byun giving too much room to MaxPax in this game. The big 3-base macro cycle not keeping the momentum up, and we can see that when MaxPax is able to add all the pieces of his defense, dude, he did very nicely with moving back, shutting that one down. Byun should have dropped on this base and taken the free damage. He went risky. He went for the high risk, high reward maneuver. And, well, it's MaxPax who got the reward. Byun taking all the risks. Marine, Marauder, Ghost, Medevac there, getting some lock-ons with the Cyclones, chipping at a Zealot. But he's outnumbered. He's outgunned. That's a 30 supply army advantage. You might have slightly better upgrades. You might have EMPs. But look at this. Attacking in one area is going to be very dangerous. He needs to flank it. He needs to sandwich it. A few more EMPs would be useful. The Colossus have most of their shields removed. The Phoenix still pretty healthy, but he misses an EMP there. A lot of those Zealots are still healthy. No EMPs landing on them. Disruptors landing on the flanks. Oh, balls flying. Okay, 2 gutter balls do miss, but I don't think it matters because MaxPax isolates the army into sections. Byun does not have the numbers to flank that and take it out. MaxPax ties up the series and forces us to a game 5. Alright, we are going to game 5, and Psystorm Gaming's MaxPax is in the bottom left of Tropical Sacrifice. Just like the previous series, Tropical Sacrifice to last. I always thought it's a pretty good map for Protoss, but I think it's because the drop angles are kind of hard to cover. Maybe why he doesn't like this map as much. Either way, Byun in the top right. Actually, ooh, let's pay attention to this. So MaxPax is doing the same pylon positioning that I do, but he's going for the gate in front to make it a little bit harder for the Reaper to dart in and out of the Mineral Iron. And then he'll go, I imagine, Core, and then either Twilight or Stargate there. So that's something I should do. I always put the Gateway here, but I like this, putting the Gateway up there. I've seen some players put the pylon there. And I think if you put the pylon there, you can wall off maybe with a single 3x3, and then you can also hide your Stargate or Twilight much further back. Harder for your opponent to scout. Interesting to study the pylon placement. Those little details really matter map to map in Protoss versus Terran. There's a Barracks gas opening for Byun. Looks like just another Reaper expand for him. Does MaxPax pull out something crazy in Game 5 of this series? The Phoenix play did so good at controlling everything on Inside Out. We haven't seen any Oracles. I do feel like Byun sometimes falters very hard versus Oracle, especially if his opponent surprises him. Ooh, it's a Marine first, guys. Does he cancel the Marine to get the command center down faster? Yes, he does. He cancels the Marine. Now, you might be wondering, why is he doing that, guys? The reason... Oh, he hasn't pulled an SCV, though. Oh, that's a problem. You got to pull an SCV right now, Byun. So the reason is he wants this to finish before an Adept can get across the map. Because he's basically saying, with my build, I cannot contest an Adept. Because I'm skipping Barracks production for a while to get a quick factory. And then I go for the reactor only after the factory starts. Off just a single Marine. A Marine cannot beat an Adept. His reactor's super delayed because he wanted the quick factory. And basically, it means, awesome, you get quick tech, you get a quick command center, but you need that command center to finish before this adept gets across the map. So this could get punished if the Protoss went like 12 pylon, 14 gate, and then chronoed an adept or a zealot across into an adept, and oh, that's a zealot. That is a zealot. 21 seconds left on that CC. Adept's coming in behind it. If this zealot can get that SCV down, this could be a big problem for Byun. This could be a big problem. Twilight Council coming down behind it. That SCV's in his sights. Byun. Oh, this is a problem. This is a big problem, guys. He is building 2 Marines and Alien, but he should probably be starting another depot behind this. Normally, that command center means you don't get supply blocked. As it is, he's going to have to pull back. And the thing is, 3 Marines and Alien seems good. But a Zealot and an Adept can actually beat that, especially if he lets that Zealot regen some shields. Oh, he gets the SCV. Yes, yes, he does. Okay, MaxPax. Oh, going ham on this bad boy. And, oh, he gets a Marine. Oh, the Zealot is tearing it up, man. Gets all of the Marines down. Command Center will finish. And he will be able to run that SCV away, doing some fancy micro there. Orbital does start up, but uh-oh, the Adept's here. The Zealot, Chad Zealot. Oh! Even lands a hit on the Alien as it runs past. And the Adept can shade after the Alien while finishing off the SCV. Interestingly, he goes after the Hellion. There we go, does get it. Oh, it's a rough start for Byun right now. The Zealot pressure in game 5, a great way to start things off. And guys, let me go out on a limb and guess there's going to be 2 more gateways going down after this Robo and second gate. Who wants to bet with me? Twitch chat, who wants to bet with me? Considering the way he opened the first 2 games of this series, I'm pretty sure we're going to see 4-gate blink out again, especially since he has so much momentum. Oh, what's that? What's that in the main? A 3rd gate? No 4th gate? What is this? Try hard in between stuff? 3 gate? 3 gate blink? It's pansy, man. 6 Marine drop coming across the map. Oh, man, but because of that, he can't even defend. Cyclone can pick off the Adept. Good command center for the spotting there. Cyclone, I think, beats a Stalker. I don't actually know, man. It does a lot of damage, but it's pretty fragile. Oh! Okay, if that Stalker chased him, he might have been able to kill him because the SCVs did block him back at home. Only 1 Stalker. 6 Marines beat 1 Stalker, but with 2 more warping in. Ooh, wait, did the Stalkers not see him there? Apparently not. MaxPax, get up there, bro. Oh, he's going to take a bit of damage. He's going to have to pull away. Quick reactions. Only loses 2 probes so far. The 3rd one popping out of the gas, though, will be vulnerable. Doesn't get it, though. But the Marines do stay alive for now. The Cyclone has repaired. He's going to come across the map. If he could kill that probe and block the 3rd for 30 seconds or a minute, that'd be great. But MaxPax has 400 minerals. And he will put it down. Here we go. Oh! 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 Byun! If the prism flies over the pillar, he could break the lock. But MaxPax just panics and turns backwards. And oh, no! And then he turns it around again! MaxPax losing a prism! Oh no! Byun with a fantastic snipe. This opening was so good for MaxPax. And now Byun is running circles around, and that Cyclone with a middle finger up over his shoulder says, eat a Cyclone, mate. The Marines dropping inside the main base at the same time. Even more damage. 3 Stalkers can deal with this, but not before even more damage is done. There's no battery. If that medevac microed back, that would have been even better. Gets another Stalker kill. That Stalker will blink back, and it looks like that will get cleaned up. Cyclone gets a probe, and it's going to go down now. Yeah, it shouldn't be able to escape this one. MaxPax finally gets on top of that, but not before 6 more probes have gone down. And this gives Byun some comfort, because he knows there's a 3rd. He's got a Raven ready to do auto turret harass. He'd like to go past into the main, because there's a shield battery here. So he knows about the battery. Yeah, he's going to go straight to the main base. Wise choice. And there is a 3-gate Stalker pressure coming, but behind this, it's like, hey, you got a tank in the main. Just keep building Marines and tanks. You got a tank in the natural as well. All of his Marines should definitely be in the main base guarding that. Double auto turret goes down. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, gets a Stalker, 2 probes and mining time, and the Raven's safe in the dead space. 7 Stalkers on the front ain't going to do nothing versus a tank in a bunker. There is an observer there, but he doesn't see the tank in the main base. And the Marines see the observer, so he quickly unsieges and pulls that one out. This is a bad start for MaxPax. On the other hand, he has a 3rd up. He will be able to get back to a decent economy. And Stim and Shields are still a while away. So it's not like Byun can immediately just capitalize across the map with a big Stim push. He's also starting that trademark quick 3rd command center that he likes to do. MaxPax hasn't seen it yet, though. Raven ready to go into the main. He's going to send his Stalkers home, realizing, hey, okay, I got to defend. You can see he's already A-moved into his main base. Does not want to let those auto turrets do any more damage. Doesn't want to afford a shield battery in here because he's already broke. Does not have any excess economy. famous for his crazy drop paths, is Byun. Oh, MaxPax saw that pick up. Oh, MaxPax saw it pick up. Byun, get out of there. Oh, barely keeps it alive. Oh, near disaster averted. The Raven goes in and gets 3 probes as well. Save the Raven. Raven does get to safety, gets 5. No way. 6 probes. Oh, Byun is on fire, dude. That looked like MaxPax's ticket to get back in this game. But Byun, large and in charge and doing such a good job. And once he gets a lead, Byun is so calm at just sitting back and keeping it in his pants. Like, there's a lot of Terrans who are like, oh, I'm ahead. I got to go kill them. Pull the boys. Byun doesn't do that. He's like, I'll pressure you, but I'll expand and I'll add upgrades. Like, it's a very balanced approach. Not necessarily the best for making comebacks happen, but he's so crisp in his early and mid game. How often do you see Byun having to make a comeback? Not that regularly. So he's just very solid in that regard. And now you've got a guy who's basically, what is this? 10 gate Stalker Zealot. And he's trying to go Robo base. So MaxPax is going to try to play Mass Stalker Zealot. A Marine catches this as well. Going to get a little bit of damage on that. Zealots do drop out of it. 9-foot tall beasts chopping that Marine in half with a couple swipes. 5 barracks production is now up. He's got the reactor on the factory, so Widow Mines will be coming. And as Byun, he scans. He sees no gases, mass gateways. And that would tell you, oh god, mass zealot all in, play defensive. However, he also sees the Robo Bay, which tells him, okay, my opponent is going towards splash damage. So it's not like, oh my god, panic, build 4 bunkers. It's just, okay, let's just defend for now, because he does have a lot of zealot production capabilities. And we'll wait till a bit later in the game. The problem for him is MaxPax having that scouted immediately dropped a 5th gas, 4th and 5th gas, and a 2nd Robo. So he's realized, okay, let's go straight to Disruptors. Disruptors are such important units. These Stalkers not well placed right now. Uh-oh, they're going to get ambushed. Get out of there, MaxPax. Okay, quick reaction by him. He's got to keep pulling back. Remember, Blink has a quick 7-second cooldown, but still. Oh, nice ambush for Byun. But once again, nice reactions by MaxPax. He doesn't have any Colossus. He's going straight Disruptors now. We are truly going to see a match that is mostly decided by Ballcraft. Oh, the Bio stimming in there. They kind of run in an awkward manner, but free kills are free kills. At least he does save the Warp Prism for now. There is a Marine down there that is going to get some shots off on that. Army rotating up in the north. He's got to be careful. Force fields on that corner could trap him. Traps a few of the Marauders. Nice anti-armor missile, though. The Disruptor, though, plus the battery overcharge, making it hard for him to capitalize. Anti-armor missile does not affect the cannon, so it's still pretty tough. And oh man, he needs more Disruptors. MaxPax right now is like, please, 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 just give me time, give me time. The fact that he has 66 probes and a 4th on the way, MaxPax is actually doing really well to fight back in this game. I thought it was going to be a disaster with those 18 probes that he lost earlier in this match, but he's fighting back really well. On the other hand, there's a 4th command center and ghosts coming in, and that's only part of the army. Oh man, when all these units join in, it's going to be massive. He's leaving his tanks on the defense, turrets coming in as well, and if he starts split pushing, oh, it's going to have to use Disruptors in different areas at once. Right now, there's 4 Disruptors, but with no sustained damage from the Colossus, you're going to see... he's got to land a big hit. He's got to land a big boy ball. His army's all on the south, nothing on the north. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's just going to click the battery. Oh, no! Big attack. Success coming in. Zealot's there. He's going to try and do Zealot drops his MaxPax. MaxPax doing a great job of attacking himself in multiple areas, throwing out a few Disruptors though, does land a few decent hits and scares Byun home. The Zealots in the main causing a bit of a ruckus. Unfortunately, those Zealots didn't click in the mineral line. If these guys clicked in the mineral line, they could have killed so many units because Byun's microing 2 armies on the front and he was dealing with a Zealot drop in the natural and a Zealot drop in the main. Unfortunately, those Zealots just got AFK'd there. Uh-oh, Raven auto turrets coming to support this push on the north side. Stalker Sentry cannot deal with that army. He needs the Disruptors up here, but he hasn't split them. The organization of the army is something MaxPax is struggling with right now. His Disruptors hanging out in the middle ground. He's got a few Stalkers in the main, but even that'll struggle to stop this double drop. Disruptors are on their lonesome in the bottom. He has very little vision. He's literally scouting with Disruptor shots right now. There's a big Doom drop on the left, a double drop on the bottom, and if MaxPax doesn't blink on all of them and focus fire them very quickly, he can end up in huge trouble. Look at that. The Viking comes out, evicts MaxPax from the back of his base. No squatters in here, you dirty Protoss. Protoss say that this universe, the planet, it's all our land. We can live here if we want to, but a Viking and a missile turret, of course, apparently raining out and dishing out justice at the the end of a firearm. Double drop on the south side, Widowmine there as well. We've got a good disruptor count. Colossus are starting to come out 2 at a time. And remember, there's no Vikings. If he can get to 3 Colossus, I actually think he can hold this push. There's only 1 tank in here. He's got only 1 tank on the entire map, so it looks like he's grabbed everything. Another singles. I love these Zealot run-bys. The single Zealot run-bys, very distracting. Even this, look at that. Random Zealot kills a Marauder on the rally point, distracts Byun for a moment. Anything to buy yourself time. Widowmine's pushing forward won't be the most effective. MaxPax's biggest problem is he has no vision. He just has no vision out there at all. He's got a battery overcharge this. He does it, and I think he's in a good spot to defend. Those Marines are getting toasted. Uh-oh. Oh my god, there's just so much firepower, though. This is a crazy fight for Byun to be committing into, and yet I think it... Oh, no. I was like, I think it works out, but no, it doesn't. That was a really bad fight for Byun. I don't know why he committed such a big army to that angle. This could do damage. Still a lot of Stalkers in the main, though, and they could easily blink down here, not to mention... Oh, if he goes into the main, that'd be a disaster. Luckily for him, he does not. At this point, MaxPax needs to build observers. If he can just get map vision, he can't be killed anymore. MaxPax has survived the scariest part of the game. He's adding upgrades. Byun is continuing to try and doom drop, but he looks desperate. Even though he's got a 4th base up, it feels like he's very horny right now, and he's just unable to calmly finish his opponent off. I really think he's got to keep split pushing, but he's got to do it a bit more technically. He's adding more tech labs and a reactor, 2nd starport, 5th command center. By golly, he is ahead on the macro, but that does not change the fact that there is a maxed out Protoss with 4 Colossus, 5 disruptors, equal army supply, DT Shrine coming in. Yes, his upgrades aren't quite as good, especially now with 2-2 kicking in. 2-2 versus 1-1, double upgrade advantage. Oh, he dives on the balls! Byun with a crazy ball dive. Not afraid of the ball pit, man. I'm telling you, if Byun was at TwitchCon, none of that would have happened. He would have dominated. He wouldn't care if there was no foam in that pit. He would dive in there and he would break the back of the floor. Yeah. Byun does dive in, gets 8 probes, loses 1 medevac. Oh, could have been worse. Careful, Byun. Does almost lose a few more units. Disruptor going out on that right side as well. Oh, does get actually a ghost. Not too bad. MaxPax is still hanging on right now. Byun, I think if he goes Vikings or range libs, he could finish this off, but right now, you've still got a 63 probe economy as MaxPax. You've got +3 attack. And if he could get some DTs in... No, look at this. So responsible. Turrets in every base. Lib range, +2 ship weapons, which is a vicious power spike. And I would say, most importantly, the lack of observers. Something I've criticized MaxPax for in the past, but he's gotten way better at. Look at this. He's spreading observers. And the moment he gets control of his side of the map, he needs to shuffle those observers forward to really assert control. Unfortunately, missing vision in the top side, right when he moves forward, and this seems like, oh, he's going to have to recall. But if he recalls too much, the army on the south could do big damage. Cannon goes down, Stalkers and Zealots warping in and getting hammered, but at least he's not losing economy. Remember that MaxPax is almost max, as long as he's not losing economy, because he's way behind on that. Disruptor dive! He takes a giant ball to the face, but Byun with a crazy move, and MaxPax just half a second too late. Not even a quarter of a second too late to throw those shots. Byun gets a Colossus as well. If he can get out with these units, he should be running. Just run, and drop the north at the same time. MaxPax had to pull his whole army to the south, which means these guys are going to get big damage. That army in the south does get cleaned up, but he doesn't even have detection to clear the Widow Mines. The drop in the north getting big damage. Byun literally just went for the giant YOLO through the disruptors. Oh my god, my little brother Piglet would be proud. That's his special move that I hope they're not watching right now. Lol, lol, lol. But no, seriously, such a decisive move. And the Stalker's going to get the medevacs. Oh, 2 medevacs get out. These Widow Mines are recharging. They're still killing units on the south. And MaxPax, the problem for him is that economy. He's down 24 workers versus a Terran who's got mules and a 5th base. I mean, he loses his 4th. Economically, he's screwed. Now he has to counter push, but he lost all of his splash damage. He's sending DTs in, he's trickling those into different bases, but he's left nothing at home. The redrop, making him even more all in. Good EMPs and lib siege ups for Byun. Byun's army here should not be fighting, though. He should be pulling back to a much more defensible position. He should know that his opponent's pretty much all in. The DT warp in gets cancelled there. DT on the bottom taken out. Remember those missile turrets we were talking about? The DT is not able to really do anything. Byun focusing on getting everything ready. He now F2s his army home. He says, all I need to do is survive. I don't need to do anything but survive. Liberators are sieging up. They have lib range and +2. You EMP these Stalkers, and they will get 2-shot. Oh, very nice. Here we go. Oh, actually lands a disruptor shot. Not bad, not bad. But up 20 army supply, and Byun's supply is climbing. MaxPax isn't. His income's really bad. He's just reinforcing with Zealots, basically. Throwing out some pretty good disruptors so far. There is a small flank of Marauders, but nothing to really be too worried about. It's the Liberators that are the biggest problem. Medivacs do manage to divert so they don't get caught. MaxPax might be best off rebuilding the Nexus, running south, killing the base, and then disengaging. Because right now, he has pinned Byun in a corner of the map. But if he goes too all in right now, it could get dicey. And attacking into a planetary with the army right next to it, a crazy move, pays off. He loses a disruptor, but not much else. Maybe 1 or 2 stalkers and a disruptor. Well worth sniping that planetary. He's got firepower. Oh, EMP, 2 stalkers go down. The range is scary, but look at this. Byun realizes, okay, I can't just find him because he's got too much splash damage, but a triple drop, that's going to do damage across the map. So he splits that off, sneaks it by, and MaxPax has no idea. That triple drop, he cannot handle with a warp in. Does he have recall available? The answer is yes, but he doesn't want to recall. He's like, dude, I need to do way more damage to get back in this game. This is going to stim in. This is the... Oh, he sees it. He sees it with an observer. If he can blink on this, this will be huge. Oh, this is actually a huge move for MaxPax, but does lose a few of these units. Oh, gets 1 of the full medivacs, but another one does get us away. Still 4 stalkers and a cannon in the main base. And either way, this pulled him home. And this is not where you want to be right now. Look, he's still got Widow Mines down here that are killing units. This base is rebuilding, but MaxPax's economy is so far behind, and Byun survives a scary moment. Yes, he lost a planetary, but now he's on 6 Liberators. Meow. Now he's on 6 Liberators. Meow. Jesus, what is this? Super Troopers? DT does get taken down by the units, not really getting any real damage. He's going to go for the south. Getting that planetary in the south would be big. I think he only just found out about it, maybe. No. His DT knew about it from before. Byun might base trade, though. Byun could trade a base trade. That's a dead planetary. Turret does go down pretty quickly as well. Uh-oh. He doesn't see the army coming. MaxPax doesn't know about this. He's going to find out in a moment. He sees that army, and remember, he's already used recall. He needs to run home. Oh, no! MaxPax! MaxPax A moves home, loses a bunch of stalkers to the libs while busy pulling his probes away. Ooh, I mean, he did a lot of damage to Byun's economy, but Byun was way ahead that entire time. The bio army is going to take out the last mining base of MaxPax, and that means even though Byun's economy took a big hit, MaxPax is going to have no mining bases. He's going to run these probes away. Does Byun get the base? Oh, the stalkers have to blink backwards so they don't all die, and that means the Nexus goes down. Redrop in the south side as well for Byun. Man, MaxPax finding a way to make a game of this. I've seen him win with this sort of counterattack that he did in this game after his economy gets bruised and then he just shoves across the map. I've seen him kill Clem with that from way behind before, but Byun, the range libs with +2 really doing their work. He's just permanently maxed out. The income is absolutely just horrendously sad for MaxPax, who's still saying, I got disruptors in a dream. I got 7 disruptors in a dream. A dream that you will stand there like the 10 bowling pins in front of me and I will land strike after strike after strike. Byun, though, I'm pretty sure he says, dude, the only sort of bowling we're playing is extreme bowling, where after you bowl the ball, the pins jump into the air, they do a backflip, and they kick you in the face. MaxPax is like, yeah, that doesn't sound like a fair type of bowling at all. And Byun's like, yeah, I ruined your economy and I play Terran. I also am one of the best Terrans in the world. Get wrecked, idiot. 1 Liberator does go down, but a couple of Stalkers falling in return for that. The Sense Towers could go down. You gotta get away from those lib zones, though. Ooh, Command Center is very low. Not actually falling just yet. Big flanking army. Ooh, that's a good big flanking army there. Few DTs coming in the mix. They could do big damage in a messy fight. You gotta be careful. Uh-oh. Byun with a crazy move. 5 Marauders there. Walk into a disruptor shot. Definitely should have pulled back from that one. Still, though, up 30 army supply. And Byun says, okay, screw being a flanking force. Let's just go around and win the base trade. You can't attack through the libs. You just can't. Oh, as I say that, the Stalkers do find a bit of an angle where not all of them are sieged, but, oh, the Disruptor Zones can't quite reach around the corner, and the Colossus is going to go down. Oh, no! It survives, but a bunch of Stalkers dying. Balls! Balls! But Byun says, I told you I wouldn't just stand still. I told you can't bowl me down. And Byun fights back after being eliminated from the upper bracket in this tournament by MaxPax in a 3-2. This time around, he turns the story after taking out Clem, Sol, bloody Kellerzur, an absolute smorgasbord of beasts. He beats MaxPax in the lower finals and goes to the grand finals versus Raynor. Well played, Byun. GG.